Hey friends, welcome back to the Easy English Podcast. I'm really happy you're here with me today. So today, I'm going to take you through a very busy day in my life. Yes, a day where I felt a little tired, a little stressed, but also very productive. As I tell my story, you'll hear real English words, real sentences, and natural phrases that we use every day. This way, you're not only studying English, you're living English with me. And while you listen, I want you to do one thing. Take a pen and a notebook. Write down any new words or any sentence that feels useful for you. Because when you write, you remember more. And later, you can even practice speaking these sentences out loud, like you're telling your own story. So, are you ready? Let me tell you about my busy day. Today was such a busy day. Honestly, I had a lot of work piled up. Pile up means when something keeps collecting, like papers or tasks. So you can say, my work is piling up. I woke up feeling exhausted. You know that heavy feeling when you open your eyes but your body says, no, stay in bed? Yeah, that was me this morning. But anyhow, I mentally prepared for the day. I told myself, okay, it's going to be tough, but let's go step by step. The first thing I did, and I know it's not a good habit, I checked my phone. I know, not healthy, but you know how it is. You open your phone, scroll, and suddenly you're on Instagram, Facebook, maybe checking messages. It's like the phone just pulls you in. Still, after a few minutes, I dragged myself out of bed. Drag myself means moving slowly, without energy. I went straight to the kitchen and made a cup of coffee. While the coffee was brewing, I scrolled through Instagram again. The smell of coffee filled the room. That moment felt like a little comfort before the storm of work. For me, coffee first, everything else after. Otherwise, I cannot function. After finishing my coffee, I finally went to the washroom. I washed my face, brushed my teeth, all the usual things. And I always feel a little more awake after washing my face with cold water. Then I sat down at my desk and opened my to-do list. That's when reality hit me. Oh my. So many things. The first big task, finish my university presentation. And let me tell you, it was so time-consuming. Time-consuming means something that takes a long time to do. It took me almost 2 hours to finish, because first I had to understand the topic. Then I had to create the slides. And then organize the ideas, step by step. After 2 hours, finally, done. Do you know this feeling? You think it will take just 1 hour, but 2 hours later, you're still not done. Yeah, that was me. I felt a little proud, but also very tired. Then I finally made breakfast. Toast, eggs, and yes, another cup of coffee. I also drank a big glass of water because staying hydrated is important. Hydrated means having enough water in your body. While eating breakfast, I looked out the window. The sun was bright. And I thought, okay, I survived the first part of my busy day. After breakfast, I sat down to work on my YouTube channel. I told myself, okay, just 2 hours today. But honestly, those 2 hours can feel like a whole journey. You see, creating content takes a lot of energy. Not just physical energy, but also mental energy. And then there's creativity. Creativity is when your mind comes up with new and fresh ideas. Something a little different from the usual. Creativity means the ability to imagine new things. Like when you draw a picture, write a poem, or think of a new way to decorate your room. That's creativity. And of course, patience. Trust me, editing a video really does take a long time. Sometimes it feels endless, like it will never finish. But here's the truth. I love it. Because when I make a video or when I record a podcast like this, I don't feel alone. I always imagine you, yes, you, listening somewhere. Maybe you're on a bus, looking out of the window. Maybe you're sitting on your bed with your headphones in. Or maybe you're walking in a park with the sunshine on your face. And in that moment, even though I'm sitting at my desk, I feel connected to you. That thought gives me energy to keep going. Of course, it's not always perfect. I'm not the kind of person who just works quietly with nothing around. No, I multitask. Multitask means doing many things at the same time. So usually, while I'm editing, I also eat little snacks. I reply to some messages. Sometimes I even scroll on my phone for a few minutes. Yes, I admit it. It's messy, but that's my style. Messy doesn't always mean bad. Sometimes messy means real, full of life, full of movement. And honestly, that's who I am. After that, I had a mountain of clothes to wash. Honestly, laundry is one of those things that never really ends, right? Just when you think everything is clean, you look again. And somehow there are more clothes in the basket. So, I gathered them all and put them in the washing machine. When the machine started spinning, I felt a little relief. I thought, okay, one task done. That's the thing about housework. Every small task gives you a tiny victory. Then I went grocery shopping. I needed the basics: milk, bread, vegetables, and of course ice cream. I know ice cream isn't on the healthy list, but for me, it's comfort. Because when a day feels rough, when things feel heavy or tiring, I always like to give myself a little treat. Treat means something special you give yourself for happiness. It can be food, a gift, or even time to rest. Sometimes my treat is food, like ice cream or a chocolate bar. Sometimes it's shopping for something small, like a pretty notebook or a candle. And sometimes my treat is just taking a break and watching a nice movie. I really believe it's important to do this, to cheer yourself up. Because life is busy, and we all deserve a little kindness from ourselves. But oh my goodness, the grocery store was so crowded. You know that feeling? Carts bumping into each other, children running around, people standing in every corner. The line at the counter was unbelievably long. I kept standing there holding my basket, moving step by step, and waiting. 10 minutes passed, then 20. By the time I finally reached the cashier, almost 1.5 hours had gone by. Paying the bill took forever. And you know that small frustration when the cashier is slow? Yeah, I felt it. And honestly, I laughed to myself. I thought, wow, even shopping feels like hard work today. It's funny. Sometimes the small things like buying milk and bread can feel as tiring as a big project. But at the same time, I reminded myself, this is part of life. Sometimes smooth, sometimes messy. And that's okay. Finally, I paid, grabbed my bags, and came home. Back home, the first thing I did was unload the washing machine. The clothes were fresh, soft, and smelled like soap. I carried them to my room and slowly folded them one by one. It took some time, but I actually find folding clothes a little calming. Just me, the fabric in my hands, and the small satisfaction of seeing a messy pile turn into neat stacks. I even thought, okay, my room looks more peaceful now. After that, I decided I needed something even better. A warm shower. And oh, That shower felt like heaven after such a long, busy day. The warm water washed away all the tiredness. I could literally feel my shoulders relaxing, my mind slowing down. Finally, I sat down, relaxed, and just took a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. The kind of breath that feels like your body is saying, "Thank you." It was a busy day, yes. But looking back, I realized I had actually managed a lot. I did laundry, I shopped, I worked on my YouTube channel, and I still had a little time to take care of myself. And that's the thing. Sometimes we only notice how tired we are, but not how much we actually did. When I thought about it, I felt proud of myself. Not for being perfect, but for just keeping the day moving, step by step. And in that quiet evening moment, with clean clothes around me and warm skin from the shower, I whispered to myself, "You did well today." So, that was my busy day. Maybe your day looks a little like mine. Running around, working, shopping, doing house chores. Thanks for staying with me until the end. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Easy English Podcast. And write in the comments, what does your busy day look like?